top half of this league is deep. It's explosive. There's going to be a ton of points, and the quarterback play in this conference is absolutely ridiculous in a good way. I'm fired up for the Pac-12 this year, and if you're not staying up late to watch the Pac-12 and its final year of true existence, you're missing out because it's going to be real fun. I got USC and Oregon playing for the title game. I do not feel great about picking that, especially because of USC's last 6 games. They are tough. It's an unreal stretch of games that USC has to end the season. And I think it starts with Notre Dame in about the midpoint of the season. And let me pull up their schedule here real quick. Yeah, they play at Notre Dame on October 14th. They then play Utah. They play Cal. They go and play Stanford in LA. They then go to Oregon, and then they end the regular season against UCLA. That is horrible. That is so tough. You're probably looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5 ranked teams in that stretch if UCLA has a good year. 10 a year, 5 straight, 5 of 6 ranked games. That doesn't give me a lot of confidence.
Caleb
But
Williams.
they have Caleb Williams, and I think that their offense is going to score a ton of points.
Yes.
I've got the Trojans and I've got Oregon. I like Bo Nix. I think their defense is going to be better. They just got to be a lot better stopping the run. Oregon does. Oregon State ran it 31 times down their throat last year to end the game, the Civil War. So I got the Ducks. I just think I trust the talent that USC brought in on the defensive side more than Washington. Like Bear Alexander, Mason Cobb, a couple examples. And Dan Lanning's a defensive coach. So I kind of expect their defense to take a step more than I do Washington's this season, with Kalen DeBoer being obviously more of an offensive-minded head coach. And really, like, USC's defense got slammed by everyone last year, but Washington's was almost as bad.
Yeah. USC is going to score 42 points. They're going to give up 35. But it's going to be entertaining. This is the last year of real college football as we know it. And the Pac-12 is going to be great, and that's what's so sad about it. Like, in a perfect world, if I could close my eyes, I would love an Oregon State Pac-12 championship.
I think we all would.
Like, beat USC and just be like, yeah, we won. We're going off to Mountain West, but go F yourself. Like, we just won.
Celebrate with your chainsaw on the sidelines.
It would be awesome. And that is a good football team. Went 10-3 last year, returned a bunch of guys, preseason top 25. You think DJ is going to cut it, though?
I think DJ will be better in that offense, yeah.
It was kind of hard to watch at Clemson, but it should work at Oregon State. But my pick's going to be USC Washington. And the reason why I'm taking Washington is I love Penix, and Oregon has to play at Washington. I think that's going to be a tough game. I think Oregon might be the better football team, but home field advantage. I'm going to go with Washington in Seattle. And for the Pac-12 title game, let's go USC. I think Caleb Williams in his last year, Heisman Trophy winner, I just gave away my pick back-to-back, is going to outscore Michael Penix. And it's going to be a phenomenal football game. USC makes the playoff and loses to Georgia by 42.
By 42.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
No,
they would score. They would still score against Georgia.
It'd be 72-30.
That might be. Yeah, so I have USC winning it as well. But I do think that, like, I think the league is just going to be so much fun. Like, there's just going to be a ton of points scored. It's such a good league this year. The top half of it is great. The bottom half, like, certainly does not bring a lot of juice. When you look at teams like Stanford, I don't think Cal's going to be very good. But some of those bottom tier teams in the league still have some juice to them. Colorado is going to be a magnet to watch. Now, they might not be fun to watch after like week 2 or week 3 if they get absolutely blasted against TCU and Nebraska. But they're still going to be entertaining because they have Dion and they have Shadur. I think Arizona State's going to be potentially interesting because they're starting Jaden Rashada week 1 at quarterback, a former top 50, top 60 national recruit. Like that's fun. I know Arizona's over-under is around 4.5 or 5.5. But Jaden DeLara is a lot of fun to watch at quarterback too. And Jed Fish has got that program trending in the right direction for Arizona. Like even the bottom tier teams in this league this season, like have interesting aspects to them that other leagues can't offer. Like there's nothing interesting about Northwestern this year other than the absolute dumpster fire that it's going to be. There's not much interesting about like Mississippi State this year, and I know they have a first year head coach in Zach Arnett and everything else, but like there's just not as much interesting there. There's not as much interesting, I guess, at the bottom of the Big
Yeah.
12, other than the fact that it's like those 4 new programs, like which one of them is at the bottom of the league, or does West Virginia State on there as well? Like these bottom 4 teams in the Pac-12, to me, like there's an interesting thing about 3 or 4 of them that's just so fun. Like this conference is awesome this year.
I think Deion's gonna have a panic attack when they start 0-3.
I can't wait to see him run on the field in Dallas. I guess Fort Worth in week 1. It's just gonna be so awesome.
And then playing Nebraska, that's an old Big 8 rivalry. I mean, that's a huge game. 2 first-year head coaches. I'm pulling for Nebraska. I'm a Big 10 guy, but Deion's gonna be fun to watch all year. Washington State is a competent program.
Yeah, them too. I didn't even mention them. They have Cam Ward.
They're gonna go 7-5, 8-4. Like that's just what they kind of do. Every team's good. The teams that don't matter, Cal, no one cares anyway. Stanford, like those 2 right off the bat, but everybody else, there are compelling storylines. And I think the quarterback play is just great. I mean, Bo Nix was a joke at Auburn. He was not that good, and now he's had second life at Oregon.
He was always entertaining.
He was entertaining, and he's going to be good with another year under his belt in Eugene. I like it.
I think he's a Heisman dark horse. I mean, if you go look at like where his numbers were tracking, they were very similar to Marcus Mariota's the year that he won the Heisman last year until late in the season when he kind of started to deal with some injury stuff.
They don't have the speed like they used to, though.
They don't. But
offensively, it's not the same weapons.